Over the last couple of days, we've heard a lot in the news about a short sell. A lot of people have used the term. I was trying to explain what it was. I'm Mark Haggard. I'm a history teacher, and I'm going rogue. So here's how a short sell works. An investor borrows some stock from another person, stock of a company that he is sure is going to decline in price. He sells that borrowed stock to a third party at a higher price. He then badmouths the stock in an effort to drive the price down. When the stock price bottoms out, the investor buys back the stock at the lower price and pockets the difference. All from a nice, air-conditioned room on the 30th floor of a skyscraper in Manhattan. No hard work, no dirt under the fingernails, no blood on the undershirt. Well, let's put numbers to it. I borrow 500 shares of Company A from a friend and sell it to a sucker for $100 a share. That's a $50,000 investment. My friend and I start bad-mouthing the company, spreading rumors, a whisper campaign. Support for that company gets jittery and the stock price begins to fall. When I think the stock price of Company A has bottomed out, say at $40 a share, I buy back my 500 shares of stock from the sucker for $20,000, give the stocks back to my friend, and pocket the $30,000 difference. I am making a financial gain at the expense of some sucker. You're also profiting while cheering for a business and possibly up to 10,000 employees to go under. Aren't we clever? On Wall Street, short sellers look for a company that is maybe a dinosaur. Investors borrowed stock in the company GameStop, believing that it was to the 2020s what Blockbuster was to the 2000s. Just as people stopped physically renting videos, now they're no longer physically renting video games. They found some suckers to buy their GameStop stock. And then they watched as the value of the company declined. They visited their Ferrari dealership, or headed to the Bahamas to buy another yacht, or tried to contact the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein. But something strange happened on the way to the Ferrari dealership, or the Bahamas, or the seance. The price of GameStop stock was going up. Not to worry, it's just a blip. It'll correct itself. But it didn't. A few hours later, GameStop stock was still rising. Now there was panic. The stock that was borrowed and sold to a sucker for $100,000 is now worth $200,000. The original lenders want their GameStop stock back, and the short seller has to buy it back for twice what he sold it for. What's going on? Over the last couple of days, it was discovered that a subreddit called Wall Street Bets, that Reddit users decided to stick it to the suits on Wall Street. They started buying stock in GameStop. Not because they thought it was a good investment, but simply to drive up the price. They passed the news on to others on Reddit who bought the stock and drove the price up further. Outside of the Reddit community, some people bought GameStop stock, seeing the upward movement of its price. What was once at a price of $2.57 a share rose to a high of $497 a share on January 28th. You're a Wall Street short seller. You borrowed 1,000 shares of GameStop and sold it at its lowest price, $2.57 a share, making $2,570, expecting to buy it back later at a lower price and pocket the difference. Instead, your friend is now demanding his 1,000 shares of GameStop stock back, and you have to pay $483 a share. $483,000. You've taken a loss of $480,000. There are a lot of wolves on Wall Street that are currently owing a lot of money. Melvin Capital was a $12 billion hedge fund that lost 30% of its value simply because of its short positions on GameStop and needed a $2.8 billion infusion just to stay afloat. Maple Leaf Capital saw declines of about 30% as well. So why have Reddit users gone to great lengths to try to save GameStop? Well, it wasn't they valued the company. GameStop was simply a vehicle to stick it to the short sellers. Reading the Wall Street Bets subreddit, you find that a lot of those involved are in their 20s. Many of them were young in 2008 and watched their parents lose their jobs, lose their homes, lose their retirements when the money changers on Wall Street called in their loans. When the financial institutions ran into hard times in 2008, the government bailed them out. No one offered a bailout to the parents of the Redditors, though. Now history repeats itself with the lockdowns associated with COVID. Wall Street makes out like bandits because their friends in government consider them essential services. Small family-run businesses? Well, they're having to close because the government won't let them open. Welcome to corporatist America. Common people have never had a way to return the favor to Wall Street. Now they do, and now they are. So after years of rigging the system in their favor, after years of screwing the little guy, cheering for the destruction of other people's lives, Wall Street gets some payback. Well done, Reddit. Well done.